This is the story, One Step at a Time, by HIlton, from my book, God's Wake-Up Call. There are people who wish for life to change. They look out their windows and wish upon a star, but nothing changes and they are disappointed again. There was a woman who had great burdens. She lacked schooling even though she had been given the opportunity to attend. She thought school was a waste of time, so she quit after the 9th grade. She had many children who ranged in age from a few weeks to 6 years old, and no husband. She was bored. She wanted more than to sit in the apartment and tend her children. Something had to change. She did not need to get an education and earn a living since the checks always arrived monthly from the government. She could eat, sleep, and watch television. But one day, as she sat bored in her room, she decided she wanted something better. She wanted to change. She did not like this existence. It wasn't right. But what could she do? She had to watch her kids. She bundled all the kids up and went outside. The air was fresh, but all around her was clutter and dirt. The streets were filled with debris and there was garbage everywhere. Her apartment and the outside of the building looked the same. Someone ought to clean this mess up, she thought. Wait a minute. I guess the apartment is my responsibility and I don't even do that. But I don't really have the desire or the materials to keep it clean. She had some money in her pocket and wondered what she should spend it on. She had enough food, maybe she could get a Coke. She sauntered into the grocery store. She decided to clean up her apartment. So she bought some soap and other cleaning supplies. That afternoon, she went home and scrubbed her apartment. That was better. I will take one step at a time. She bathed her children and they smelled clean. How nice, she thought. Then she cleaned up herself and felt so much better. Someone knocked at her door. She opened it up to see the social worker. She normally hated her visit, but today was glad to see her. The worker came in and her mouth opened wide. This place looks great. What changed? The girl said she took the first step and cleaned everything and everyone in her apartment. She wanted to change. The social worker asked her if she was serious. Yes, she said. Then let's put the kids in daycare and I will get you trained for a job. You will need to finish your education and study to become something other than you presently are. Okay, the girl said, let's go for it. Together they planned out her new life. It became obvious to the girl that much effort and time, much study and organization would be needed, but she still wanted to take one step at a time. So the first year she studied and got her GED. She started to train as a secretary and got a job. She made enough money to move into a better place. Her kids were learning also. She became stricter and made sure they wore clean clothes and towed the line. She kept studying and then went on to college. She studied some more and became a nurse. Her kids were in school and made her proud. She wanted them to know that they had to work for what they received. Then one day she went back to the old neighborhood and the old apartments. They were still dirty and garbage was still outside the door. She walked by one of the apartments and saw a young girl surrounded by babies. She softly knocked on the door and said, "May I come in and talk to you?" "Sure," said the girl, "but I don't think I will listen to you." The girl walked into the little dirty room and said, "Let's just talk about taking one step at a time."